After the highs and lows of TakeOver Chicago, we have returned home to Full Sail University here in Orlando, Florida. Welcome everyone to NXT. And at ringside, Tom Phillips here along with former NXT superstar Percy Watson, one of the greats, Nigel McGuinness, gentlemen, an incredible night at NXT TakeOver Chicago, where we got some great action here tonight in Orlando.
Absolutely tight. We are going to see Roderick Strong get the chance to follow up from his victory against Eric Young, NXT TakeOver Chicago, as he and Cassius Ohno.
Wait a minute here, Nigel. Tommaso Ciampa has made his way down to ringside here at Full Sail. Gentlemen, we mentioned the lows of NXT TakeOver Chicago, what Tommaso Ciampa did to Johnny Gargano after the NXT Tag Team title ladder match was absolutely despicable.
I've got to be honest, fellas, I'm still stunned myself. I consider Ciampa a personal friend. And sometimes, yeah, you're taking advantage. Sometimes you get a little bit angry. But that was unprofessional. Bottom line, after that sort of a match against his friend to do that, it's just inexcusable.
Ciampa and Gargano were friends of 7 years, former NXT Tag Team Champions. Many of them never thought they'd even see them in WWE or NXT, let alone to become champions together. It was truly a Cinderella story for DIY, and Ciampa just threw it all away.
I'd like to take a moment right now to call Johnny Gargano out to the ring. I feel like I should give you an explanation. Johnny Gargano. All right, Johnny's not here tonight. Oh, you don't like that, do you? No. Do you guys want to replace Johnny Gargano? Let me tell you all a little something about being replaced. Over the last 2 weeks of my life, I've learned more life lessons than I had the 32 years prior. The Thursday before TakeOver Chicago, I sustained an injury. And questions started to circulate whether or not I would be ready to perform by TakeOver Chicago. I didn't have those questions. I had answers. I knew, yes, I was going to fight. Because that's what we do, right? That's what this is about. That's what DIY has been about since day one. 2 kids who fight. In a mere 24 hours, all those questions started to turn to these hypotheticals. You people started to replace me with dream partners for Johnny Gargano. It took less than 1 day for you to replace me, less than 1 day for me to become an afterthought. Well, newsflash, I'm not a damn afterthought. But I put it aside. I looked at Johnny Gargano, my best friend, and I said, hey, we're going to go and we're going to fight because that's what we do, man. Take over Chicago. When those lights are bright, no one performs like DIY, so Johnny and I, we're going to fight. And I let it all pass by. And here we come. We enter into Chicago in a ladder match with AOP, and we fought. We fought because that's what we do. And I realized we lost. And I'm going to be honest. In the ladder match, I took a fall. And I felt something in my knee pop. And man, I've been doing this for 12 years, and I know the difference between being hurt and being injured. And I knew that this was serious. I knew I was about to go away for a long, long time. And I laid there, man, in the ring, and I decided I got to keep fighting, right? DIY, we got to keep fighting. That's what we do. So I put it all aside for you people. For my best friend, I put it all aside, and I fought. And it wasn't enough, but hell, man, we fought. At the end of the night, when I looked across at Johnny, man, and we were sitting in this ring, I looked across at my best friend, my brother. I looked out at you people. I looked across at Johnny Gargano, and I realized y'all are just alike. And just like you were about to replace me just like that, there was no doubt in my mind that Johnny Gargano was going to do the same damn thing. If given the opportunity, if I went away, Johnny Gargano wouldn't even hesitate. And I wasn't going to let that happen. I wasn't going to become an afterthought. So, man, I made... In that moment, I made my decision. I knew what had to be done. It's not my fault. No. It's your fault. It's Johnny Gargano's fault. Because, man, we had something special with DIY. But you all ruined it. And if I was going to go away for a long, long time, then Johnny Wrestling was going to go away for a long, long time. You don't understand. You think this is something I wanted. DIY was supposed to be special. It was you and us from the ground up, living our dream together. Johnny and I would talk for the last 2 years, night after night, about our moment, about how we were searching for our moment. Take over Chicago. Take over Chicago was supposed to be our moment. It wasn't our moment. And it certainly wasn't our moment. Take over Chicago was my moment. I am a 32-year-old man, and there's something I know it in my heart, that this right here, this ring for me is not replaceable. Tommaso Ciampa is not, nor will he ever be replaceable. Johnny Gargano, he's not replaceable. You know what is replaceable? You. I don't need you now, and I never needed you. I'm not going to tell you a sob story about how I'm going to go and fix myself, and I'm going to be bigger and better than ever before. What I'm going to do is promise each and every one of you that when I return, I will be the most dangerous son of a bitch in all of NXT. I am professional wrestling, whether you like it or not.
Shocking. Cannot believe it. I guess I can understand why, but just not how.
We hope to have an update later tonight, not only in the status of Tommaso Ciampa, but also Johnny Gargano's medical status. Certainly a disturbing way to kick off NXT here this week, but don't forget that later tonight, the Messiah of the Backbreaker teams up with NXT's resident knockout artist when Roderick Strong and Ohno join forces to once again challenge SAnitY in our main event. But up next, the newly crowned WWE United Kingdom Champion Pete Dunne will be in action when the Bruiserweight takes on this man, the tough-as-nails brawler, Danny Burch.
My name is Danny Burch. I'm from East London, England.
Danny Burch!
Look at Danny Burch. How could you not respect that man? A straightforward fighter.
I boxed from the age of 6 until I was 16. With some good old barroom fighting as well. When in doubt, hit out.
Now Danny Burch connects on the ear. Oh, man!
I haven't got plan B. I firmly believe this is what I was put on this planet to do. The only place I feel at home is inside that ring. This is my time. I haven't taken this on to turn up and be like, oh, okay, well, I'll give it a great shot. No, I'm there to win.
This June, get ready to get loud. See NXT champion Bobby Roode and so many more when the excitement of NXT heads your way this summer. Plus a special appearance by the gentleman Jack Gallagher and all your favorites from the UK Championship. WWE presents NXT Live, coming to the Download Festival weekend in Derby and a city near you on the following dates. Tickets are available. For more information, head on over to WWE.com.
Welcome back, and we want to send a very special thank you out to the band Power Flow for Resistance, the official theme song of NXT. It's off their self-titled album Power Flow, available June 23rd on iTunes and Spotify. We welcome you back here into NXT, and it was before the commercial break. We heard from Tommaso Ciampa as to why he destroyed Johnny Gargano at NXT TakeOver Chicago. We do have a medical update regarding both the superstars from DIY. Tommaso Ciampa, we understand, does need major knee surgery after what went down in Chicago. As for Johnny Gargano, unfortunately, we do not have a medical update complete at this time. We invite you to go to WWE.com in the coming weeks, as Johnny Gargano has refused to talk to anybody in the wake of TakeOver.
And of course, that doesn't change the fact that this is still Bobby Roode's NXT, and we got a chance to talk to the champion a little earlier today.
After my victory at NXT TakeOver Chicago, I felt like tonight we needed a glorious championship celebration, and that's exactly what we're going to have. Except you're not invited. You see, this party is exclusive. But don't worry, this is still my NXT. And next week, the champ returns. Driver, let's go. I got some important people waiting for me.
Bobby Roode may have ditched the NXT universe here tonight, but the glorious NXT champion has promised to make his presence felt next week.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from London, England, weighing in at 190 pounds, Danny Burch!
The first action of the night here on NXT, and Danny Burch is ready to go here inside the ropes. And Danny Burch, Nigel, you saw, was part of the WWE United Kingdom Championship tournament earlier this year.
Absolutely was. He was one of my favorites to win the whole thing, but came up short after an arguably questionable 3 count. to Jordan Devlin. If you ask him, he'll say there's nothing question about it. He was robbed.
Percy, you trained one side by side with Danny Burch. He's a tough man.
It's extremely tough. The best way to describe Danny is he's a technical pro. He's got an excellent ground game, and he can throw hands with the best. But when you play like they tell you, what do you expect?
And his opponent, from Birmingham, England, weighing in at 205 pounds, he is the new WWE United Kingdom Champion, the Bruiserweight, Pete Dunne!
There is a reason why Full Sail University is on its feet, Nigel, after NXT TakeOver Chicago.
It was a night for history, without a doubt. Pete Dunne lived up to the expectations many had given him from the very beginning, beating his former friend and running mate Tyler Bate in what many are calling a match of the year contender. I was there live and I will never forget it.
You had the pleasure of calling it along with the WWE Hall of Famer, good old JR, Jim Ross, and Pete Dunne. Triple H told him from day one, go make a name for yourself, and he did that and more in Chicago. And now Pete Dunne looks to the future as the face of the United Kingdom Championship.
This is going to be an incredibly physical matchup, guys. Both these guys have good technical backgrounds, and they can throw with the best of them as well. Burch actually started training and boxing at 6 years old. One thing to note, Dunne usually wears a mouth guard. Can't see if it's in there yet. That will protect him against punches.
Pete Dunne is as tough as they can. He can throw hands with the best of them. We saw how much of a beating he took from Tyler Bate at NXT TakeOver Chicago. He fought through it, and it was the bitter end that would seal it for Dunne to become just the second ever United Kingdom champion.
Nice. Wade took down Burch there. Simple armbar with the chin as well.
Shoulders.
You're going to see some great technical wrestling from these guys. And yes, we're seeing it now, the joint manipulation of Pete Dunne.
Now Pete's just working that wrist of Danny right now.
Now Danny Burch trying to break free here of Pete Dunne and takes him down to the mat.
There's that ground game.
And of course, the NXT universe, the WWE universe, looking forward to the WWE United Kingdom Championship weekly series coming soon here to the WWE Network. Every superstar, just Danny Burch and Pete Dunne alike, trying to make an impact before that arrives.
I would dare to say Pete Dunne's already made an impact.
You're absolutely right. Knocking off Tyler Bate. Taken down to the mat here, and Danny Burch, what an opportunity here. Oh, against the champion.
We've seen Dunne do that on a number of occasions, but
that's how you beat Dunne. You got to give him some of his own medicine.
Danny Burch giving it right back to Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne, a brash, confident competitor. Danny Burch, not one to be trifled with.
He's not one to step down. He's not going to back off. He'll keep it coming. Dunne looks a little bit frustrated.
And Nigel, after what we saw at TakeOver, we talked about, oh, wow. Oh! And now it's going to get physical between Dunne and Burch.
That's what I told you.
Now Burch, oh, catches Dunne out of the air and right on top of Pete Dunne, and the champion gets to the bottom rope.
He's looking for the crossface there, but Dunne slipped out quickly.
Oh, and Dunne with a big right hand. Down goes Burch.
Pete Dunne.
Dunne into the cover here in the face, and a kick out by Danny Burch. Pete Dunne in control.
It's a battle that could change the course of the new era forever.
At Extreme Rules, for the first time ever, we're going to have an Extreme Rules Fatal 5-Way match.
An historic match to determine who will face Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship.
Will it be Seth Rollins, Samoa Joe, Finn Balor,
Bray Wyatt or Roman Reigns? Who's the favorite? Every man for himself. Everybody has an opportunity.
WWE Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Live this Sunday on WWE Network.
NXT is the next generation, and the next generation has arrived.
NXT, the future is now.
We are live at Full Sail University. Over the last year, NXT has grown into a major force. NXT is taking over. You could be looking at some future Hall of Famers compete here tonight.
How impressive and how exciting the future of WWE is.
NXT redefined the sports entertainment landscape.
The future is now.
NXT, the future is now. Available now online or wherever books are sold.
And the WWE United Kingdom champion Pete Dunne going to work here on Danny Burch on NXT. Right to the back of the neck. The new champion, I should say, Pete Dunne knocking off Tyler Bate at NXT TakeOver Chicago in dramatic fashion.
Look at this. Just digging his knuckles into the back of the neck. Burch, wow.
That's just nasty.
Nice.
Something else that reminds me of a young Fit Finlay.
Oh. Big right hand staggers Danny Burch into the corner. Oh, gets the boots up there on Pete Dunne. Danny Burch from the second row. Oh, and the missile drop kick.
What a huge opportunity this for Burch, really. He's been looking for a big opponent to make a statement. Perhaps couldn't get a better one.
Whoa, Burch has created some space for us, so let's see if he can capitalize.
Oh! Now Danny Burch starting to feel it. Oh, and Pete Dunne chops him down. Now Dunne into the corner, caught with a kick. And an exploder from Danny Burch, the champion in bad position here. Danny with a right hand.
Man.
Down goes Dunne. Cover here from Burch. Kick out by the champion.
Whoa, that was close. And we spoke earlier about the boxing background of Danny Burch. That right hand right across the jaw. Dunne went down hard, but somehow could kick out.
Oh, one win tonight here by Burch. Put him in the title hunt.
Headbutt. Cover here from Burch to pin the champion. Kick out by Dunne.
What a showing from Danny Burch. Did not expect this, but this man knows the opportunity. Knee strike to the jaw, headbutt.
But what an effort by Dunne to continue to kick out.
Danny Burch could be closing in a tremendous victory here. Oh! The snap suplex there by Pete Dunne and a kick in the corner. Down goes Danny Burch. Could this be it? Oh, the X-Plex! Cover! And Danny Burch is still in this fight.
And that's one of the great things about Pete Dunne. Explosive offense out of nowhere.
What makes him so dangerous inside the ring?
Burch is hurt, there's no question about it. He's gonna have to really dig deep now. But he showed me something. Looking here, trying for the bitter end. No, wait a second.
Whoa. Brought down to the mat here by Danny Burch. Tries to turn it into a pinning predicament, kick out. Dunne nearly had him. There's a kick.
Man.
Burch attempted the crossface.
Big clothesline.
Cover him.
I don't know if Danny Burch can capitalize.
You said it was going to be physical, Nigel.
Boy, was I right.
So many big shots between both these men. They're both down. And Pete Dunne rolling underneath the ropes out to the apron.
I think Dunne knows he's in trouble. Burch first to his feet. That speaks volumes.
Connects right on the jaw. Now Pete Dunne from the apron. Straight right catches him. And Danny Burch putting him on top of the ropes.
Oh, my goodness.
Draping DDT.
Out of desperation.
Danny Burch to put away Dunne. Kick out.
Whoa, somehow Pete Dunne was able to kick out.
You saw the look on Burch's face. He couldn't believe it.
Nearly put away Pete Dunne. Now Danny Burch. What is he gonna have to do? One at the knee. Oh, into the buckle.
Goodness.
And the German suplex into the buckle. And Pete Dunne sees the bitter end for Danny Burch. Pete Dunne gets the win.
Here is your winner, the WWE United Kingdom Champion, Pete Dunne!
Well, it was perhaps a bigger test than Dunne expected, but nonetheless, the era of Dunne as the United Kingdom champion continues. Let's take a look exactly how he did it. Here he came off the ropes. He had bad intentions, but instead, it was Burch who damn near decapitated the man.
The match will wear on. Danny Burch here from the top rope. Oh, the draping DDT. So close to putting away the new United Kingdom champion, but Pete Dunne would continue to fight.
It's certainly a feather in the cap of Burch, but ultimately made a mistake. Dunne, German into the corner, but followed up quickly. Look how quickly he hooks him underneath. Pump handle, flatliner. He calls it the bitter end. It's a very bitter end if you're Danny Burch.
Nigel, so much has been made of how young and talented Pete Dunne is. What a bright future.
Since January, I've had to watch some boy carry a championship that rightfully belonged to me. And at NXT TakeOver, it was my pleasure to take it from Tyler Bate. History will remember that the WWE UK brand truly started when this and everything that comes along with it was owned by the bruiserweight Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne with a statement to the entire United Kingdom brand. This is my division as champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest at this time, Velveteen Dream. Velveteen, just last week on NXT, you made your big debut.
The ambiance, it's not right. Maybe for someone like you, it's okay, but when you're the Velveteen Dream experience, you need everything to be perfect. So I'll tell you what. Let's fix that, this, and then maybe, just maybe.
The Velveteen Dream is none too happy with the ambiance here at Full Sail, but later tonight, Roderick Strong looks to even the odds against SAnitY when he teams up with Cassius Ohno to take on Eric Young and Alexander Wolf in our main event. But coming up, the incomparable Andrade Cien Almas is in action. Andrade brings the party to Full Sail University when NXT returns next.
In every saga, there is a prologue. The book of pain foretold the fall of past champions. A prophecy fulfilled. A legacy yet to be told.
Listen, after what we saw at NXT TakeOver Chicago just a few weeks ago, the brutal ladder match for the NXT Tag Team titles, one book closes, and now the book of dominance has been opened.
That's going to be amazing. Because Paul Ellering wants to fill that book. I'm anxious to see what names are going to be in this book.
You don't want to be in that book for sure if you're going up against the authors of pain. And we are set for more action here tonight on NXT.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Gomez Palacio, Durango, Mexico, weighing 215 pounds, Andrade Almas.
Nigel, I know you're a big fan of Andrade Almas. It's good to see him back competing once again. Has he been still focused on the extracurricular activities?
Well, I don't know. I don't spend my time out in clubs. That's probably a question for Percy.
Well, I can answer this. I got friends here, a lot of friends here in Orlando. A few of them are nightclub owners, and they say Andrade is always out to all hours of the morning. So, there you go.
Let's see if Almas is able to focus up in time for his matchup here tonight against Cesar Bononi, one of the most impressive physical specimens the WWE Performance Center has to offer. Andrade, he's going to have to be focused, and however, Nigel, we've seen when he's on his game, Almas is very dangerous.
He is one of the best in the world when he's on his game. Let's see how he does here tonight. People always want to try to control the extraordinary ones. I mean, if you look at the history of sports, guys like Joe Namath, George Best, Dennis Rodman, they couldn't be controlled.
Nobody's trying to control him. They're just trying to tell him to focus.
Nigel, I didn't know you watched American football. That's surprising. Oh, and Almas with a drop kick, taking down the much bigger competitor in Bononi.
Almas might be on his game tonight.
I would dare say so. If there are any questions, what a great way to start against the bigger man.
Now Almas out of the corner, double knees to Bononi. Almas just stalking his opponent. Probably heard everybody talking about him, asking questions about where his head's at. Taking out some of that frustration on Caesar.
Yeah, looks like he's come out here with something to prove. Bononi hasn't got out of the gate so far.
Oh, boot there into the corner. And Nigel, almost a man who came in with a ton of fanfare about a year ago. Wouldn't you be a little discouraged to hear that?
I dare say so.
Well, the NXT Universe is ravenous here tonight, looking for Uno Mas, one more. And into the corner, Bononi able to create separation. Oh, look at this big man throwing hands here. Oh, and the knees here to Andrade Almas.
He's a good striker. He has a good jiu-jitsu background as well, coming from Brazil.
Oh, and the neck breaker.
Almost just got him scouted, doesn't he? Dare say he'll be celebrating this tonight.
This is a mismatch.
Oh! Is it a shocker that Almas isn't celebrating every single night?
Yes, it is. This guy likes to have a good time. No secret.
I'm surprised you're not out with him, Percy. You are Showtime after all.
That's true, but me and Andrade butt heads a little bit.
Off the ropes. Oh! Coming in hot.
Look at that butting heads.
You don't know what I do on my free time, man.
Yeah, but the police do. Nonetheless, Bononi down and in danger. Got to really mount some offense here. Bononi's in great shape.
Oh. Big connection by Almas. Thinking about it one more time here on Cesar Bononi. CN could be closing in on another victory here.
Oh, man. Right across the jaw, Bononi. Goodness.
That's just embarrassing. Time to put him away, Elidolo.
Almas has been toying with his opponent here in this match. Thinking about a suplex. Bononi, the cover. Bononi, he's got him.
Okay.
Here's your winner, Cesar Bononi!
You're kidding me! I don't believe it!
That is an upset!
Believe it, Nigel. That's what happens when you get too cocky.
Almas is furious. That may be the biggest upset I've ever seen in NXT.
He has every right to be. He dominated much of this match, and Bononi got one over on him pretty quick.
Well, let's take a look at what happened here. As you said, 95% to Almas. Here's the 5%. Small package, hooked him up tight, and got the 3. I still can't believe it. Huh.
I mean, does Almas look all that discouraged to either of you?
Not at all. I don't think he has a care in the world at this point. Look at his face.
Looks like he's moving on, I guess. I don't like the looks of that at all.
Oh, he was furious in the moment, but seems to be laughing it off. And it is just about main event time here on NXT. After a huge victory against SAnitY at TakeOver Chicago, Roderick Strong teams up with Ohno to once again do battle with Eric Young and his band of misfits. You do not want to miss this huge tag team confrontation next on NXT.
Keep it still and keep it straight.
What are you doing? Back up. How about we back it up just a notch, mate?
Not close up time,
just
okay?
Just a notch. You stay right there.
Ready?
Okay.
All right.
Schmick. Okay. All right. Here we go.
This is Billy.
This is Peyton.
And we are looking for
an iconic win. Oh, that's gonna be so good. I'm gonna knock down that wall.
Get rid of those walls.
Get rid of Sean's desk. Don't need that anymore. Don't need that anymore. I'm thinking, what about here? Iconic duo reserve parking spots.
Hey, that's not bad.
Hey?
I like that.
I think
it can be reserved.
Oh, yeah, and we've got to stop the video because it's been ruined. And it's been ruined.
Walk on in.
Okay?
You are not iconic.
You do not come iconic. You've just ruined it. Thank you very much. Wish you weren't injured all the time so I could punch you in the face in the ring for giving Billy the eclipse. You hurt his neck. Is that thing not banned yet?
Remember, you can assign your metaphor at least for free leave.
See you soon.
Oh, we'll do it again. Turn
You
it off.
can turn that right off.
Huge news as it appears Ember Moon has been medically cleared to return to action. I cannot wait for her in-ring return. And tonight, NXT is brought to you by Rocket League, an award-winning hybrid of arcade soccer and driving. Rocket League is available now for PS4, Xbox One, and Steam PC. And speaking of news from the NXT Women's Division, we have just gotten confirmation from the office of NXT General Manager Mr. William Regal that in 2 weeks, Asuka will once again defend her NXT Women's Championship against Ruby Riott and Nikki Cross in a triple threat elimination match right here at Full Sail. A tremendous rematch from NXT TakeOver coming in just 2 weeks here to NXT on the WWE Network. But first, we want to take you back to some of the fallout from NXT TakeOver Chicago. Hideo Itami battling Bobby Roode for the NXT Championship, and it was a night that did not work out the way Hideo Itami wanted.
Hideo Itami, do you have a moment to talk about the match that you just lost against NXT champ Bobby Roode? Hideo, how are you feeling? Hideo.
A great match, man. Sorry.
You okay? You okay? Oh! Hey! Hey!
Listen, man. Hey, relax. Hey, I've been there before, man. I get it. I understand. Listen.
Hideo.
Whoa! Get somebody in here. Things certainly got heated between Hideo Itami and Cassius Ohno backstage at the Allstate Arena, but earlier today our cameras caught a glimpse of Hideo and Cassius seemingly making amends following their altercation at TakeOver Chicago. And how about this test for Hideo Itami as he will go one-on-one with Boston's own Oney Lorcan next week right here on NXT. I can guarantee that this one promises to be an unforgettable, hard-hitting encounter. Young, Alexander Wolf, and Killian Dane. 3/4 of SAnitY. Ready for our main event here tonight. Percy, after what happened between Roderick Strong and SAnitY at TakeOver, I don't know if you want to get in the way of these three here tonight.
Yeah, I just don't know. I think Eric Young probably still has that loss on his mind.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, Percy. He's coming out here with very bad intentions. Roderick Strong should be concerned.
Dane, Young, and Wolf. It's essentially a 3-on-1 situation in Chicago, and Roderick Strong fighting for his fiancee Marina, his newborn son Troy at TakeOver. He fought with everything he had to fend off SAnitY after the threats that Eric Young had made against his family.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! About me, better watch how you speak. The greatest of all time, baby. Past y'all on a distance, y'all won't last now.
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Dayton, Ohio, weighing 260 pounds, Cassius Ohno!
Nigel, it looked like in the wake of TakeOver, things were a little rocky between Cassius Ohno and Hideo Itami, but we saw earlier, perhaps they've made amends. Can they move forward?
I think so. They're both adults, you know, they understand sports entertainment. Sometimes things get a little bit hairy.
Strong knows all about that.
And his tag team partner from Tampa, Florida, weighing 200 pounds, Roderick Strong!
It was truly Roddy versus the world at TakeOver. Percy, you know what it means when somebody brings your family into an equation, when it's not just about yourself anymore. You have to be bigger than oneself at some time.
Oh, without a doubt. I'm on the side of Roddy Strong. As an expectant father myself, I know what it's like. If another man talks about your kid or your lady, I'd come after Eric Young just the same way.
That's exactly what Roderick Strong did at TakeOver. Tonight he teams up with Cassius Ohno to take on SAnitY here in tag team action.
We're going to have to get the big beast of Belfast on the outside. But if he stays out there, Strong and Ohno are going to have eyes in the back of their head.
Hard to ever have the numbers advantage with SAnitY, but Roderick Strong knows that game, going right after Eric Young, but Young responding in kind. And here comes Strong. Big shots here on Eric Young. Oh! They never get enough of going at him. Now whipped into the corner. Roderick Strong evades Eric Young on the move here. Here comes Roddy. Oh, and a beautiful backbreaker.
That's his go-to.
And Eric Young trying to get outside the ropes, underneath the ropes too.
Smart by Eric Young if he knows what's best for him.
And a tag mate, Alexander Wolf, coming in with a little bit too much.
Not so fast.
Oh. A tag mate, Cassius Ohno into this match. Ohno whipping Wolf. Oh, and Roderick Strong sets up Cassius Ohno beautifully.
Oh! Check out that kick by the resident knockout artist.
A great start, hasn't it? Ohno and Strong firing on. The Axeman needs to really chop down Ohno.
Oh, big right hand by Wolf. Able to stagger Ohno for a second. Now Eric Young leading into the match.
See how he made that tag straight away to Eric Young as soon as he had the advantage. Smart move from Wolf.
One thing we know about Eric Young and Alexander Wolf, worked as a tag team multiple times here on NXT. They're nasty and they are very efficient. Oh, and a pump kick there. Cassius Ohno, for a man his size, he can change directions in a very small amount of space. Now Ohno, whoa, out onto the apron. There's another boot. Oh, and catches Alexander Wolf, down he goes. But Killian Dane on top of Ohno.
Finally, the numbers got better of Ohno. Look at the face of Killian Dane. What an imposing individual.
300-plus pounder, changing the complexion of this match, and now Eric Young, the leader of SAnitY, back into this fight. Oh. Gutbuster. Oh, and the elbow right to the back of the neck. Eric Young, can he close out this match here? And Cassius Ohno still in it.
Cassius has got to find his corner, find Roddy, and get a tag, get himself out of there.
And a lot of people in the NXT universe have been questioning if Cassius Ohno is sticking his nose and business in the wrong place, whether it be with Hideo Itami or even this battle with SAnitY.
Now Young's got that chance to really enact some kind of revenge. Maybe not against Strong, but Ohno.
Oh! Remember, Cassius Ohno helped stand up to SAnitY at TakeOver Orlando on WrestleMania weekend.
But that's the kind of person that Cassius Ohno is. If he sees something's wrong, he'll stand up for what's right.
Oh, and Ohno jumped outside the ring.
Oh, he's in a dangerous position, isn't he?
Eric Young once again calling out Strong, but Killian Dane just wiped out Cassius Ohno.
This June, get ready to get loud. See NXT champion Bobby Roode and so many more when the excitement of NXT heads your way this summer. Plus a special appearance by the gentleman Jack Gallagher and all your favorites from the UK Championship. WWE presents NXT Live, coming to the Download Festival weekend in Derby and a city near you on the following dates. Tickets are available. For more information, head on over to WWE.com.
Eric Young trying to wear down Cassius Ohno in this on main event. SAnitY in tag team action against Ohno and Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong looking for more after NXT TakeOver Chicago a few weeks ago. Meanwhile, Cassius Ohno in for a fight here against a familiar foe.
SAnitY done well to cut the ring in half. Look how Young positioning his body between himself And strong on the outside.
Young not letting Ohno get to any help. Forearm in the face and a kick out.
There we go.
Tag made Alexander Wolf of SAnitY back in. The big Killian Dane outside the ring. He certainly paid dividends in this match.
Big kicks from the Axeman, this 30-year-old from Dresden, Germany. Really does have a vicious side.
Straight right hand backing up Ohno into the corner. And Eric Young with another tag here.
Alexander Wolf just holding the arm of Cassius Ohno, keeping him exposed.
Other tag, frequent tags made here by SAnitY. Very smart competing. And the Axeman revving up the engine. Oh, and the big uppercut. Now Wolf with a suplex to the 260-plus pounder. Kick out by Ohno.
That's an impressive feat of strength. Looking for a chin bar here. Doesn't have it fully extended.
This matchup, some of the aftermath from TakeOver. Cassius Ohno was all over that, was trying to calm down Hideo Itami after his battle with Bobby Roode, but saw earlier tonight, looks like everything's good between Itami and Ohno. However, not a good position here for Cassius Ohno in this matchup. Alexander Wolf's been all over him. Now Ohno trying to break free, trying to get to helping Roderick Strong. And Wolf dragging him back into his corner. Oh, and a big right. Cassius Ohno swats away Wolf. Oh, and a boot right on the jaw. Wolf hurries into the cover here, and a kick out by Ohno.
Sammy Rhea done a great job of neutralizing Ohno. Every time he's had a chance, try to fight back on top, they cut him down again.
Tag made Eric Young back in. Now, oh, and Young. This has been a systematic breakdown of Cassius Ohno. And the neckbreaker connects. Cover here. Cassius Ohno is still in this match.
Just couldn't get enough body weight across the shoulders of Ohno. Wait a second.
Eric Young screaming in the face of Roderick Strong. Wait a minute, Ohno is trying to connect with a boom. Oh, that one got him. And Eric Young collapsing into his corner, and Wolf able to make the tag.
There's a tag to Wolf. Oh! I thought he was going to try and cut him off in the past.
Ohno makes the tag. Here comes Roderick Strong. Now Strong, been waiting for this all match long. Takes down Wolf. Flying all over the ring. Whoa! Angle slam.
Roderick's all kinds of fired up right now.
Out onto the apron, boom, right on the side of the face, and there goes Young. Oh, into the apron. Spine first into the apron, Young down outside the ring. Strong with the knee. Oh, planted face first. Cover here from Strong. And Wolf gets his boot on the bottom rope.
Oh, Strong is cooking on gas.
Alexander Wolf got so lucky right here.
Wolf might be crazy, but he's not dumb. He got his foot on the bottom rope and broke this up. Oh. Elbow backs Wolf into the corner. Eric Young makes the tag. I don't know if Strong saw it.
I don't think he did.
Leaping into the neck breaker.
The referee did though, called it. In comes Young.
Cover here on Roderick and a kick out.
Love the guts of Roderick Strong.
Young calling for Alexander Wolf. Cassius Ohno to help his partner. Oh, and Eric Young sending Ohno outside the ring. Oh, man. No. He's called for Killian Dane.
What?
Killian Dane's not a part of this matchup.
Oh!
That's no way, Jose.
Here we go, no way.
No way. We haven't seen him in months since WrestleMania weekend.
Now we got even numbers.
Oh, the big rolling elbow. Heartache! Cover! Roderick Strong one more time takes out SAnitY.
Here are your winners, Cassius Ohno and Roderick Strong!
SAnitY no longer has the numbers game.
Talk about a reunion.
What is No Way Jose doing here? I didn't see him here all day. He is back with a vengeance.
He came for backup. That's what he's doing here.
Killian Dane was trying to get involved in this match down the stretch here. Let's take a look back at this tag team match. First of all, Roderick Strong was rolling this knee here. Nearly took out Wolf. And Roderick Strong had a few opportunities here, but give credit to SAnitY. They found a way to stick around.
Wolf was smart, got his up, here he is at the end. Dane wanted to interfere, but out of nowhere, this man, we haven't seen him in so long. No Way Jose came back with something to prove.
The match would wear on. Boom, the big rolling elbow by Ohno takes out Wolf. And then Roderick Strong, shades of TakeOver Chicago. End of Heartache spells the end of Young here tonight on NXT.
For months now, we've been asking the question, who can stop SAnitY? Now perhaps we might have an answer.